If you're celebrating a birthday, then I have a new fun twist on birthday cake. It's a birthday cake roll. A roll cake with chocolate frosting and lots of sprinkles. You're not gonna wanna miss it. It's Dorothy with crazyforcrust.com and welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're talking about cake rolls. They are one of the most popular recipes on my site, and it's the birthday cake roll today, which is a yellow cake with sprinkles and chocolate frosting, filling, and on the outside. For more delicious desserts and easy recipes, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Now let's get in the kitchen. Now I know that cake rolls seem like they're difficult, but they really aren't. They're actually simple once you know how to do them. Now, it's really important to beat the eggs long enough when you're making this cake roll. My cake roll recipes, it's like a sponge cake, but it's not as fluffy as a regular cake. So it's a little bit denser, a little bit thicker. But in order for it to get that nice, kind of more of a spongy texture to it, instead of being hard and dense and flat, is to beat the eggs enough. And that is one of the biggest questions I get, is how to make it fluffier. Beat your eggs long enough. So you're gonna wanna beat it for 5 full minutes if you're using a hand mixer, probably on speed 4 or 5. If you're using a stand mixer, you could probably do it a little bit less, maybe 3 to 4 minutes. But just make sure that those eggs, once you beat them, they should be doubled or tripled in size and be nice and thick. Okay, I've got 3 large eggs in there that I've been mixing. You wanna make sure that they almost triple in size. They're gonna be thick and frothy and dark yellow. And once you have that mixture, then you're going to add in 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar. Mix that in for another minute or so. Once that's mixed in, you're gonna add 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil, along with a teaspoon of baking powder and 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, along with 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour. And then just mix that together until it's a nice, smooth cake batter. When you're adding your sprinkles, you're going to add 1/4 of a cup of sprinkles. Now you can use any kind or any color sprinkles for this. I do recommend using Jimmies and a good brand like Cake Mate or Wilton or one of those kinds, not some cheap dollar store sprinkle, so that it doesn't melt in your batter. Now you're gonna pour this in a jelly roll pan or a cake roll pan. It's a thin pan that has 1-inch sides. It's 10 by 15. I like to line it with foil and spray it with nonstick baking spray. That's the kind that has flour in it so it won't stick. Go ahead and place your batter in the pan, level it out, and you're gonna bake this at 350 for about 12 to 15 minutes or until it bounces back when you touch it. The biggest trick to getting the frosting inside the cake and making that roll is to roll it while it's hot. So while the cake is in the oven, I'm gonna lay out a kitchen towel and I'm gonna spread it with powdered sugar, that's so that the cake doesn't stick to the towel. And once it comes out of the oven, we're going to flip it out immediately. Be careful that you don't burn yourself. And we're gonna roll that cake up in the towel and let it cool completely. And once it is cool, because it's hot when it's rolled in the towel, it's gonna cool in that rolled shape. You can use any frosting with this. I love the combination of the yellow cake and the chocolate frosting, but you can use any kind of frosting, and I will link my favorites down below. To make the frosting, I'm beating some softened butter until it's nice and smooth. And then I'm gonna add in 1 1/3 cups of powdered sugar and just mix that together until it's nice and creamy. Once I have that mixture together, I'm gonna add 4 ounces of melted semi-sweet baking chocolate. Just melt it in the microwave according to package directions, let it sit for a few minutes to cool, and then beat it into the butter sugar mixture. This is the most chocolatiest, amazing frosting you'll ever taste. To that, you're gonna add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract along with 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and you have the best frosting. Then unroll your cake roll and frost the center of it. You wanna frost it all the way to the edges and all the way to both sides. Don't worry if your cake has cracked a little bit, it's totally fine. We're going to frost the outside of this too. So even once you roll it back up, if it cracks, it's totally okay because we're frosting it, no one will know. When you're rolling it back up, just kind of use the towel to guide you, pull it away from the towel as you roll it as tightly as you can. And again, don't worry about the cracks because go ahead and use the rest of that frosting to frost the entire cake with it. And then we're gonna add some extra sprinkles on top. Once you have it assembled, you can keep this in the refrigerator up to overnight or even longer. I like serving it within a day or so, so it's fresher, but go ahead and slice it. And when we're slicing it, you can see that cake rolled up with that frosting, and you can kind of see the pops of color from the sprinkle. It's a nice spongy yellow cake with a delicious chocolate frosting. It's perfect for a birthday or anytime you feel like cake and frosting. Leave me a comment and let me know what your favorite combination of cake is, and keep watching for even more desserts.